When I say average, there are three different ways to calculate average. Okay. Depending on the context, the way you calculate average will be different. Generally, when you hear the word average, that means sum of observations divided by total number of observations. Like in your school, when you want to calculate your average marks, you sum up all the marks you have scored divided by the number of subjects, right? That is going to be your average. But in some situations, average calculation is different because not always sum of observations divided by sum of observations divided by total number of observations will not work. So there are three different ways that you use to calculate average. First one is mean or arithmetic mean, which is the formula. The formula is sum of observation divided by number of observation. That is arithmetic mean. Second one is median. You have learned about median also. You will arrange if they are discrete observation. Discrete observation means it's like your marks. 10 marks are given. So 10 marks of one student is given. You will be arranging the marks in ascending order, and the middle mark, like the middle mark in the sense if you have 10 marks, fifth mark plus sixth mark divided by 2 will be your median. You have learned all this, right, last year? Third one is mode. What do you do in mode? Just look for how many times a specific specific number or specific frequency is repeated. It's like if the marks are 10, 20, 30, if the mark 10, assuming the marks are like this, 10, 20, 30, again 10, 25, 35, then comes maybe 10, assuming these are the marks, you just look for how many times one specific number is repeated. In this case, when I look at 10, 10 is repeated 3 times, right? Number 10 is repeated 3 times. Any other number is repeated? No other numbers are repeated. So which number is repeated maximum number of times, that is considered as the mode of that distribution. It's going to be 10 here. Number of times a specific observation is repeated. Maximum number of times whichever observation has repeated, that is going to be the mode. So all these three ways or three things, mean, median, and mode, all these three are used for calculating average. Assume that you are standing in front of your house and you are checking the speed of the cars that are going in front of your house. You are noting down each car's speed. Assuming that if one car is going at 90 km per hour, another car is going 60 km per hour, then maybe a third car is going at 85 km per hour, then another one 60 km per hour. Like that, you are keeping on noting down all the cars' speed. Then, if you want to calculate the average speed, say for example, if you are noting down 10 observations, okay, 10 cars' speed you are noting down. What is the average speed of the car? Maybe one car is going at 40 kilometers per hour. That's way too small, way too slow, right? Now, another car is going at 120 kilometer per hour. Okay, that's way too fast. Now, another car is going at say 60 kilometer per hour. So in this kind of situation, maybe or another car at 65 kilometer per hour. So in which area the number is observed, specific number is observed maximum number of times, that area is what your average should be, right? Not just in this situation, see one person is traveling at 90 kilometer per hour, but if you look at it, 60, 65 is the, most number of people has followed 60 to 65 kilometers per hour range. Very few people have decided to travel it very fast and some have traveled very slow. Generally in this kind of situation, you look for, you don't go for the sum of observations divided by total number of observation. You just look at the, this, what is it, the mode approach. So which observation has repeated max, you will pick up a value from there. Okay, so let's start doing mean related problems. Arithmetic mean, you all know, it is sum of observations divided by total number of observation. And that is the first approach or most commonly used approach to calculate the average. So let's start with that. And you all know what is the formula for arithmetic mean. What is the formula for arithmetic mean? It is going to be x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus etc. up to xn divided by n. That is the formula for arithmetic mean, and arithmetic mean is denoted by the symbol x dash. Okay, arithmetic mean is denoted by x dash. You can also write the same thing, x1 plus x2 plus x3, that thing you can write as sigma x divided by n. Sigma x means sum of observations. That's the meaning. Sigma means sum of. So sigma x by n also gives you arithmetic mean. This is called sigma. Problem then. The weights of 5 persons are 67, 65, 71, 57, and 45. Find the arithmetic mean of their weights. Very simple. You just need to do sum of observations divided by number of observations. They have given all the weights. Just need to add. That's all. So you just need to do arithmetic mean equal to, you can write, if you want to write sigma x by n, you can do that. Or if you want to write number of observations divided by, sum of observations divided by total number of observations, you can go with that approach also. So this is going to be 67 plus 65 plus 71 plus 57 plus 45 whole divided by 5. That is going to be your arithmetic mean. 305 yes, divided by 5, and I'm getting 61 kilogram. This is the arithmetic mean. Okay, next one. Yes, ma'am. Next question. The mean weight. Next question. The mean weight of 15 boys. 15 boys, x dash is 43 kilogram. So mean weight means arithmetic mean. Okay, so x dash is 43 kilo. If two boys with weights 34 kilo and 35 kilo, 34 kilo and 35 kilo join them, find the new mean weight. So here what you do is you have x dash as 43 kilo, right? What is meant by sum of observations here? What would be sum of observations? Sum of observations. See, how are you getting mean? Mean is nothing but sum of observations divided by number of observations, right? So when you know number of observations, you know it is 15 boys. You know mean, that is 43 kilo. So don't you think you can write sum of observations as 43 into 15? Don't you think that gives me sum of observation for 15 boys? I get 645. Just check whether you got the same answer or something different. Or sum of observations, or you can write sum of weights for 15 boys. Okay. Then I am writing sum of weights for 17 boys. 17 boys, it's going to be 645 plus 2 more boys got added. and their weights are 34 kilo and 35 kilo. This is the new weight. So just add that also. I'm getting 714 kilo. And then what will be new mean? New mean is going to be 714 divided by 17, because now I have 17 boys. So 714 divided by 17. It's 42 kilo. Move on to the next one. Mean of 40 numbers. So mean of 40 numbers is given to you. Mean x dash of 40 numbers. I'm just writing for my convenience like this. 40 numbers I'm writing like this is 37.5. If one of those numbers is taken as 53 instead of 35, so 53 was taken instead of 35, find the correct mean. So first find sum of observations, and after finding sum of observation, you just correct it. If it was taken 53, right? So subtract 53 and add 35. That's all what you need to do. So sum of observations would be 37.5 into 40. Yes, it is 1500. Now, what do I need to do? I have to correct the mean, correct the sum, right? Sum after correction, or sum after correction, I'll write like this. And what kind of correction I am doing? 1500 minus, I am subtracting 53. Instead of 35, 53 was taken. So I'm subtracting 53 and adding 35. Okay. Earlier, when I found the mean, I added 53 instead of 35. So when I want to correct it, what do I need to do? I have to remove the 53, right? And add the correct value. That's all. I'm getting 1482. Just see whether you are also getting the same answer. Huh?
Ma'am, could you explain sum after correction?
Sum after, okay.
Correction, yeah.
So here what happens is, I'll take an example. I have numbers 50, 25, 35 and 20. Okay. So just because I've taken these numbers, it will be easy to do the addition. So just add these things and give me what is the sum. Can you quickly add and give me the sum? Just add. I might
130.
130, right? So now when I do 130 divided by 4, okay, 130 divided by 4, what is it that I'm getting? I'm getting 3, and then in 10, I get 2.5. Is it 32.5? Just check once
Yes,
again. 32.5, right? So, okay, so what I'm saying is I found mean, but at that time I realized that, mean was 32.5. That's when I'm realizing, oh, it should not have been 35, it should have been 25. Instead of 35, it should have been 25. So this, instead of this, it should have been 25. So what should I do? I should remove 35, right? I should remove 35 and add 25 there. Don't you think so?
Yes, ma'am.
You understood now?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's what I, yeah.
Can you repeat?
So what we are doing here is, I am, see, 35 was, did you understand the first part, Ashif?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
130, how did you find that you're clear with, right? Now what I'm saying is, instead of 25, I have added 35. It's what I should have added. I should have added 25. I was careless. I, instead of 25, added 35. So I need to correct the mean now. How will I correct it? Correction is done by doing simple step. That is, find the sum first. 32.5 into 4. That's how I calculate the sum, right? So do that, find it out. I know the answer is 130. To that 130, what will I do? I need to find the corrected sum. What is the corrected sum? Corrected sum would be 130 minus 35. Why am I subtracting 35? because 35 was wrongly added. What should have been added? 25 should have been added. Understood? Remove what was wrongly added and add the correct figure. Then you get 120, I believe. So corrected mean would be 120 divided by 4, which would be 30. In that case, okay, not in our current problem. I just took an example. So in that example, instead of 30, what I got was 32.5. So there is correction required. Similar approach is what you have to do for the current problem. Here, so sum after correction would be, so the person has wrongly added 53. So you remove 53 and you add the correct number, which is 35. Then you get 1482 as the sum. Now corrected mean. Find the corrected mean. 1482 divided by, what is the total number of observation? 40. 1482 divided by 40 will give you the corrected mean. 37.05 kilogram. So initially it was 37.5, but the corrected mean is 37.05. Understood? Next question. In the half-yearly examination of class 9 of a school, the mean marks scored by boys is 52, and the mean marks scored by girls, maybe I'll write it as boys and girls. Okay, anyway, it's there. So why should I do that? Yeah. Girls is 48. If on the whole, the mean marks of the class mean is 50.5. Find the ratio of, now what do you need to find? Ratio of number of boys to the number of girls. This is what you need to find out. So ratio of number of boys to the number of girls. This is what you have to calculate. So class mean is given. The boys mean is given. Girls mean is given. Take X and Y as number of boys and number of girls. So you take, let X be the number of boys and Y be the number of girls. Okay, so you have got X and Y here. So in this case, what would be the sum of observation for boys in this case? Sum of observations.
52x.
52x, right? Sum of marks scored by boys. Scored by boys is going to be 52 into x. How am I getting 52 into x? That I'll show you here. 52 is equal to sum divided by x. X is number of boys. X is number of boys. So sum of observations is 52 into x. I hope this is clear now. What have you understood? 52 is the mean. Okay, mean of boys. So 52 equal to sum of observations divided by number of boys. Number of boys is x. Let's write sum of marks scored by girls. In this case, it will be what was the girls mean? 48, right? Yeah. So 48 is equal to sum divided by y. So naturally sum I don't need to write again. That would be 48y. Okay. So I'm getting 48y. What next? For the class, mean of the class or sum of marks scored by the class. By the class means it's boys score plus girls score, right? Actually, that is what it means. So that is going to be, what was the class average? Class average was 50.5. So 50.5 is equal to sum divided by x plus y. Remember that. What is the total strength of the class? Number of boys plus number of girls. So you will be dividing sum of the marks divided by number of boys plus number of girls. So here, this is going to be 50.5 into x plus y. I hope you understood this. 52x plus 48y divided by x plus y, that is equal to 50.5. Sum of marks scored by girls plus sum of marks scored by boys divided by total number of students. Total number of students means number of girls plus number of boys. Don't you think that gives me the class average? Not understanding again? It is sum of marks obtained by boys plus sum of marks obtained by girls whole divided by number of boys plus number of girls. Don't you think that is equal to the class average? Now, what will you do? Just multiply. It is going to be 52x plus 48y equal to 50.5 into x plus 50.5y. Okay, then what? Equate it. Equate in the sense, bring x terms together and y terms together. So 52x minus 50.5x equal to 50.5y minus 48y. Okay. This gives me, is it 1.5x equal to, this is 48, 49, 50, 2.5y. Multiplying both sides by 10, I am getting 15x equal to 25y. Now, what is the question? Question is, what was the question? Question was ratio of number of boys to number of girls. Number of boys to number of girls means x by y. Number of girls to number of boys is x by y is equal to 25 by 15. So what is x is to y? It is 5 is to 3. Arithmetic mean for tabulated data. Tabulated data means one specific observation is repeated multiple times. That is called tabulated data. So here, I'll just explain with an example. The question is our example number 5. Here, the given table is each observation is denoted by F and number of times an observation is repeated. That is the frequency F. Okay, so X is how many times X is repeated, that you will write against F. So my first number is 5. 5 is repeated 14 times. Then 15 is the next observation, that is repeated 16 times. Next observation is 25, that is repeated 20 times. Then comes 35. 35 is repeated 30 times. And then I have got 44.5, which is repeated 20 times. So frequency and observation is given to you. This is called tabular. This is tabulated data. Okay. Data is represented in a table. Okay, so you need to calculate mean. Mean is what you need to calculate here. See, it's like, what is meant by tabulated data? It's just, instead of listing out all the observation, you are representing as a table. That's all. Say, for example, if I have data like 5, 10, 5, 15, 10, again, I'm writing 15, then 5. So this kind of a data, if I'm writing, how do you calculate mean? You know how to calculate mean. You will keep on, you will add all the observation and divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? You divide it by 7. Add all of them. You will be doing like 5 plus 10 plus 15, this plus this equal to whatever divided by 7 will give you mean, right? So instead of doing that, so here what did I do? 5 has been repeated 3 times. 10 was repeated 2 times. 15 was repeated again 2 times. Okay. So this was written in a more, in a proper way in the sense in a tabular way. So if I am representing in the table, it will be like 5 repeated 3 times, 10 repeated 2 times, 15 repeated 2 times. This is how the table would come, right? So don't you think I just multiply 5 into 3 plus 10 into 2 plus 15 into 2 divided by total frequency 3 plus 2 plus 2, which is 6. 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 2 is 7. So this will give me the mean. So 5, 10 and 15 were my observations. It was repeated. So I am just counting the number of times it was repeated and putting it against frequency. Okay, so if I need to calculate mean, don't you think I just need to multiply 5 into 3? 5 and 3 multiplied, 10 and 2 multiplied, 15 and 2 multiplied, add all of them, divide by total observation, which is 3 plus 2 plus 2. You need to do mean is equal to, you just need to multiply. Multiply what? It's going to be sum of what? X into F. You are multiplying each observation with its corresponding frequency. Okay, observation into corresponding frequency. Next observation into its next frequency. That's all. Divided by total frequency, or a total frequency, you can write it as, you don't need to write total frequency and all. You can write sigma F. The sigma symbol represents F1 plus F2 plus F3 plus like that. All the frequencies added up. See, whenever you get this kind of problem, it is important you have to draw a table. Table is mandatory. And so in the table, you should have values X, F, then XF. XF and XF should be there. All the given values you please write down. First value was 5, 14, 15, 16, 25, 20, 35, 30, 44.5, 20. Then you have, this is your sigma F. Just sum of all the frequencies will give you sigma F. Similarly, this side is going to be sigma Fx or Xf, whatever. So first multiply each and every one and then find the sum. Okay. This approach, what we did right now, that is called direct method. Okay, so this method is called direct method. You need to know the names of the method. Direct method, because sometimes they ask you do this by direct method, sometimes they say do by shortcut method, and sometimes they say step deviation method. Of this, step deviation method is the most important method. That is the third approach. So they will tell you, sometimes they'll tell you which approach you should follow, then you have to follow that approach. So this is direct method. Direct method is the simplest method, but it is little bit of calculation intensive. So a lot of multiplication, all that are coming. So that is direct method. Now let's do second method, which is called shortcut method. Second method is called shortcut method. Shortcut method. So in shortcut method, what you do is, okay, I think I'll write it separately using another problem. So here, write down the question. Question is, you have again a table. Here we are talking about weights and weights of students, number of students. This is 65, 66, 67, 68, and 69. 8 students. Here it is 6 students, 4 students, 4 students, 3 students. Okay. So this is the table. Weights are 65, 66, 67, 68, 69. Students, number of students with weight 65 is 8. Number of students with 66 kilo weight is 6 students, like that, 4, 4, 3. Okay, so here what you do is, again, same thing. You have X and F that you have to represent. There is no way you will be exempted from that. X and F, you have to write. Here, let me write X. So 65, 66, 67, 68, and 69. Now what is F? F is 8, 6, 4, 4, 3. Now this is little, 65 into 8, 66 into 6. It's a lot of multiplication coming in. So what we do is, you find out a number, X value, which is in the middle. Okay, so when you look at this, which is the middle of, which comes in the middle? 67, right? 67 comes in the middle. X value is 67. If there are 6 observations, in this case, you have only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 different observations are there, right? So assuming 6 observations are coming, then you can either take the third one or take fourth one. It's optional. You can decide whether to take third one or fourth one. Now you are taking at the moment, what you're taking, I'm taking the middle observation, which is 67. I am giving it a name, A. A equal to 67. What does A mean? A mean assumed mean. I am assuming that since 67 is lying in the middle, I am assuming that let this be my mean. I'm just assuming that my mean is 67. Okay. Now assumed mean A is 67. Now what will I do? I am going to subtract my assumed mean from each and every one. That means I am going to subtract. It's like X minus A. That's what I'm going to do. What is the meaning of X minus A? It is 65 minus 67. A is 67. I am subtracting assumed mean from all the observation, each of the observation. So first is 65, 65 minus 67. Next one would be 66 minus 67. Next line is 67 minus 67. Next line would be 68 minus 67. And the last line is 69 minus 67. So I'm subtracting assumed mean. Okay, I'm subtracting assumed mean from each of the observations. So now the numbers have become really small. Look at the numbers. -2 here. Here -1. Here it is 0. Here it is 1. Here it is 2. So my new X minus A has become really small. Now multiplication, don't you think it's very easy? -2 into 8, -1 into 6. That becomes very simple. So next step is F into D. I am multiplying F and D. Okay. So now multiplication I can just do without using any calculator or any, I don't need the help of working column or anything. Just do, it is -16. Next one is -6. Third one is 0, 4, and 6. Understood? So the calculation becomes very simple. You have what you did, you just assumed a mean. That's all. from the assumed mean, you have, each of the observation, assumed mean is subtracted from the observations. That also you did. Now multiply F and D. When you, then again, here also you need to calculate sigma F, that you need to find out. Here sigma FD, that also you need to calculate. I'm getting 25 anyway, 25 here. And this side, 6 and 6 cancelled out. I'm getting negative 12. Are you getting negative 12? I'm getting negative 12 here. We have just, simplified the calculation. And the thing is sigma FD is negative 12 and sigma F. Now, how do you calculate mean? The formula is you have subtracted A, right? That assumed mean was subtracted. So you are going to add that assumed mean. First thing that you're going to do is add the assumed mean here. Because you had subtracted, you have to add it here. Add it to what? The sigma FD thing. Sigma FD divided by sigma F. Just A, you need to add to sigma FD by sigma F. That's all. So what would be the answer? What was A? A was 67. A is 67. Add it to negative 12 divided by 25. Give the final answer. So it will be subtraction, right? Just do it. And it is 0.67 minus 0.48. So this is 66.52 is the mean by shortcut.